Hey, Russell Hotel's going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how we do it. Today is Monday, so it must be on air with Russell. I'm sorry, excuse me. The daily check-in. I'm getting confused. I get confused sometimes. It's the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels because I have Miss Tiffany here. So Tiffany comes on Mondays. So anytime Tiffany's on, that's got to be the daily check-in, okay? Because
Exactly.
I don't think she's ever come on air. I don't think she is. I think she thinks she's too much to come on there. But
Hey, I participate as a active listener when
oh
you
yeah,
when
that's
you
what
have some
she's saying.
compelling content. I
And
was
see
there last week with Debbie.
that's very supportive, right? To only come in when it's something compelling. And how do you know it's compelling until you actually listen or watch? Huh?
I mean, I don't know. Well, okay, I'll take that back. I come in when I get notifications. Well, you just started putting it, I guess, a calendar invite. But before, I would be like, if I was on Instagram and happened to see you going live, then I would pop in. You know what I mean? So sometimes I don't see you.
Whatever,
But I
whatever.
knew you
Yeah.
had Debbie on last week. So I made it a point. I
Okay,
made it a point to pop in on there as a
whatever
active
draws you
listener.
to the show, that's fine. Yes, Miss Debbie was on last week. It was kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, she shared a lot of good information, internal like information about like what they do within their DMO, you know, as far as the destination and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and the economic development. I thought that was kind of a good piece to talk about because a lot of us don't think about it like that. We don't think about the little mom and pop shops that that are affected when we bring groups in um, to a
Yeah.
destination. So there you go. So it goes a lot longer way than we actually think. We just scratched the surface on a lot of stuff, but it's a deeper meaning for a destination. Okay, so anyway, there you go. So anyway, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I mean, it was beautiful day in Chicago. Not too hot, not too cold. The sun was out. This would have been the weekend for you to come, not when we had a tornado threat when you were here.
Okay, well,
It was great. Yeah, yeah. My parents are in town, so I had to do a
oh,
touristy thing.
okay,
And
very
I,
good.
I want to mention this because I'm gonna post something about it. We ended up going to Lincoln Park Zoo. That is a hidden gem because that
A
you do
hidden
not
gem.
need any. Well, okay, it's not a hidden gem. It's a hidden secret because I think people forget about it. But
Okay.
it's free. It's like, and it's a beautiful zoo, and it's the gardens are there. It's a great view. It's walkable. You need no as much as this city costs to really have a good time. You can go to Lincoln Park Zoo with no money in your pocket. I
Okay.
think people tend to forget that, and it's not, you know, and it's a really good zoo because you think, oh, it's free, it must be, you know, where 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 the reject animals go. No,
They have dogs and cats there instead of
the seagulls are there, the squirrels. It's all the park benches and stuff. No, this is a beautiful zoo that you go for free. You just walk up.
okay, okay.
I almost forgot too because I remember my mom wants to go. She loves animals, and I'm like, oh, we got to get tickets. And then I'm like, wait, no, we don't. So I just want to share that.
So you
That's
just walk in. You
You
just
just walk in and okay. So real quick, no bag checks. I mean, you look, hey, if you want to bring in your own and do your kind of DIY, the Lincoln Park Zoo, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying you could just walk on through.
oh well, that's good to know. I didn't know there was a zoo there.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Where's it
It's right
located?
in the so it's not far from me. It's in Lincoln, well, Lincoln Park Zoo is in Lincoln Park. So it is north of downtown, but I mean you can't walk to it from downtown, but it's a quick ride, maybe
Okay.
5 minutes.
So there you go. If you don't have anything else to do, and while you're in Chicago, you can go to the Lincoln Park Zoo, and it's free.
And it's free.
Free 99.
Free. So
Okay.
yeah, so we did that yesterday. So here's the thing though. Here's the thing. We went in the middle of the afternoon, midday. When I tell you that no animals were out, I don't know where they were like,
It's
we
too
are
damn
done. We're
high.
sleeping.
Was it
But it
high?
wasn't. It was a beautiful day. I just think you need to go in the morning. You need to go earlier the better because they were taking their naps. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's the only thing. But good time.
Very good.
Good time.
Are they there all
Sunday
week? Your parents will be there all week?
They are here all week. So my family's from Chicago, so they'll be visiting other family.
Oh, okay.
This week they gave me their weekends. Weekends are devoted to me because they said I need to go to work and make sure I do my job.
Oh, so they're not staying with you?
No, they are not.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
no. They're out in the they're actually in the burbs.
In the burbs.
In the
Okay.
burbs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. Do they watch the show?
I mean, my mom
Yes or
might
no? That's a simple yes or
my
no.
mom might dabble. Well, she'll watch maybe the replay.
Okay,
Maybe.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
shout out.
she might put an embarrassing comment, especially
Shout out
since
to
I
the
have it
Englishes.
streamed on Instagram. Sometimes she's on my Instagram.
Okay, well, shout out to the Englishes. Okay, they're invading Chicago,
Yeah.
going to the zoo and just doing all kind of
Doing the
wreaking
thing.
all kind of havoc on the city of Chicago
Yes, doing it up.
or in the
Yeah.
burbs. So
I have a good day. I have a fun day planned for them on Friday. Fridays are downtown day. So
very good, very
yes.
good. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
So
Sounds
yeah,
good.
that was my weekend. What about you? What'd you do?
Weekend. Well, this is the last hurrah. My son gets shipped off to college tomorrow, so that's
Why you say like that? Like he's going to fight a war.
shipped
Shipped off?
off to college. This is it. This is the last day. We leave tomorrow morning. So yeah, but he's going up north, Sacramento. So,
Okay, yeah.
No, just dinner. We had a dinner last night, and that
Little send off.
little send off and deuces.
Do you do so I wonder if this is a Chicago thing because I didn't realize this, but do you do like trunk parties? Like a trunk
You know
party?
what? That's funny you should say that.
Because
Somebody
is that a thing?
mentioned that. Were we in Chicago when someone mentioned it? Yeah, it was somebody in Chicago.
Yeah, I think it's a Chicago thing because I was
Yes.
like, what is that?
Yeah, I'd never heard of that
Yeah.
before. Yeah, we're having a trunk. Are you guys having a trunk party? Like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And they explained that people bring stuff that I guess you could register like at a store, like say you get married or whatever. You can register at certain stores, and you can it's for the trunk party.
I missed out then because I never knew this was a thing.
It's a Chicago thing.
It
I
definitely
never
is
heard
a
that
Chicago
until
thing.
I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
I'm curious. I'm curious if anyone else has heard the trunk party. So yeah,
I don't know.
it's outside.
No.
So
anybody heard of a trunk party?
we
You guys
need
do
to know.
that?
We need to
A
know.
send off to go to college or whatever. I wish I'd known about it earlier because I would have sent an invitation like, hey, he needs this, he needs that.
He's registered in these stores. Can you imagine? That is so cool. You get all these gifts and stuff, and you're ready. Yeah.
And then we ain't got to pay for it. So
that's the important part.
Damn it.
Other people. And then now it's like Cash App me, Zelle, Venmo, all of that. So these kids have it good
these days. Yeah, things are so convenient now.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay. I see a comment. I think I see a comment. Let me see. Instagram. Who's on Instagram? I see Covisto Home Loans, Coy Visto Home Loans, and then Troy Freeman. What's going on, Troy Freeman? He out there in Indio. I believe he's still in Indio. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys coming on. Let's see. I see what is it? Happy Monday. I love a good zoo. And with it being free, wow. That's ZZ Williams.
I'm telling you, it's a good zoo.
ZZ Williams. Let me put ZZ Williams comments on there. Miss ZZ Williams. Thank you, Miss ZZ. You know ZZ Williams?
She's a LinkedIn connection.
Well, I thank you for telling me that.
Well, I guess we both haven't streamed on LinkedIn.
Okay,
But
is
yeah,
it one of your connections or my
yeah,
connection?
that's what I'm saying. She's my LinkedIn connection.
Okay, all
Look
right,
at somebody
ZZ.
watching on LinkedIn
ZZ.
live.
That's what I'm talking about, Miss ZZ. Thank you so much for joining this little conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, what we gonna talk about? Okay, so we're on with Miss Tiffany. Okay, Mondays, like I said, are devoted to Miss Tiffany coming on, and we try to catch up on what happened since the last time we spoke. I'm not sure if Tiffany went to any events. You know, we talk about the events that we attend. We talk about some of the trips that we take, and not that we pick things apart, but we'll talk about
Not, but we
certain
do.
things that maybe we didn't, we liked. Of course, we give thumbs up. We love these things and blah blah blah. But if there's some things that are, kind of deficient or we're negligent, meaning hotels may be negligent on certain things, we'll bring that stuff up too. So I was having a conversation with Tiffany last week, and she had mentioned something. No, no, no. She called me. Like she was like foaming at the mouth when she called me.
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
like, I got something to talk about. And it's like, I don't know, Wednesday or
It was in the
Thursday.
morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like first thing in the morning. Like, why is Tiffany calling me like in the morning this early? Okay. Is she even up? It's 2 hour difference between
Right.
me and her. She's in Chicago, I'm in LA. And she said, I got something, a bone to pick or something. She's mad at something. And she said something about hotel brand consistency. So I wrote that down. See, I have my little note card
And you
here because I
remember.
wrote it down. And she'll go into what she means by that, but it was hotel brand consistency. So
Yes,
take it
yes.
away,
Well, yeah,
Tiffany. Like, what
just
are you talking about?
so here's the thing, and I want to kind of back up real quick and give some some clarity around it. Um, so the branding of hotels, and mind you, I come from the marketing realm. Like my my background is marketing, and when we talked about branding, we used hotels. Excuse me, hold on.
While she's taking a drink, Miss ZZ Williams said, "Thanks for the shout out." Of course, Miss ZZ, that's what we do, right? That's what we do. You come on here, you're gonna get your comments
Oh,
on the screen in real time. And if I knew a little bit more about you, I probably would talk about you, but I don't know if
yeah,
I
you don't
don't
know.
know any more about you. So maybe
See,
I'll
don't
just do
say that because then you
no,
make
that's a
people
good
afraid to come
thing.
on. Okay, so say it's a good thing
That's a
because
good
you
thing,
talk about talking
ZZ.
about people.
It's a good thing. Meaning, if I knew some things I could share, like what you do, your business, and things like that, I would
No,
share. I'm not talking about I'm just gonna go in on somebody. Come on now, Tiffany.
you never know.
Why are you scaring people away? Don't be scaring Miss ZZ away. Make sure you follow me, ZZ. Follow me on LinkedIn as well. Connect with me on LinkedIn, please.
Here you
Okay,
go.
so I can find out about Miss ZZ Williams. Okay, Z Dub, ZZ Dub. That's what we call her. That's her nickname.
See, I don't know why you like. See what
Z
she
Dub.
said. Thanks for one shout out, and now you did a whole monologue to it. That was not necessary. One shout out. That's it.
Okay, all right, go.
Yeah, so branding. Look, let's get back. Branding, marketing terms. So even learning about marketing, we compared branding to hotels. So if you had a higher brand, you thought about a Ritz. You compared a low cost brands. And it was like, what type of brand do you want to represent? And you would kind of talk about hotels. And I think about kind of where things are going with hotels, that it doesn't seem that there's a consistent brand between company hotels. There's from one Marriott to the other. From a Hilton, you just don't know what you're going to get. And I think so when I called you, I was just really disgruntled because sometimes when we're talking to clients, no, I'm just saying, when we're talking to clients, we're going to be like, well, this is not like the one that you're used to, or this is different than the other. And why do I have to keep clarifying certain hotels, their companies, when their brands aren't consistent? You know what I mean? So that's why it prompted me to call you. A lot of
Okay.
change, a lot of new hotel. Are we throwing out like specifics? Are we throwing out names? Or are we going to keep
I
it?
mean, you have to.
Are we keeping it regular?
You have to explain what you're talking about and what did you encounter? Why did you? What made you call me foaming at the mouth about this? Okay, what? Because you were in a tizzy when you called me.
Well,
Okay.
it's previous conversations. Specifically, a friend was staying at a what's no longer a W hotel in Chicago, which is a Midland hotel, and we're talking about, I'm asking about his experience, and I keep saying, well, it's not like the W you're used to, or it's a different type of W, and I kept having to explain that, and I'm like, I don't work for the hotel, I don't work for the W, and I feel like I'm often explaining to people that this hotel is not the same as maybe a specific hotel you've gone to. So I'm just wondering, why aren't they consistent? And I gave you an example of, like, if I walk into, a brand name grocery store, I expect the aisles and the look to be the same. Okay, let's talk about Target. I expect Target to look the same, whether I'm going to the Target in Chicago or I'm coming out to California Target. I shouldn't see the brandings different. I shouldn't see the colors different. I shouldn't see that. Am I in a Target? And that's how I feel sometimes with these hotels.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm looking up the Midland Hotel. Okay, because you mentioned it. That's one thing, and it is a Tribute portfolio,
Oh, is it?
which is part of Marriott.
I
Okay.
thought they were gone from the
Okay.
Marriott. That's
Okay.
even worse.
So they were a W. Okay, a W is part of Marriott too, right?
Right.
So they just went to a Tribute portfolio. Now there's certain things that Tribute can do. I mean, as the Midland can do as a Tribute hotel that they could not do as a main brand, meaning like a W or a regular Marriott, a JW or Ritz or something like that. So they have. What am I trying to say? I guess I don't know what the issues were. I mean, if there's service issues and things like that, well, that's something they need to correct anyway, right? Regardless what brand they have, if there's service issues, they definitely need to get checked on that. But if it's like, maybe the design of the hotel
Sure.
or whatever, I mean, there's certain schedules hotels have to abide by. Like, okay, you have X amount of days or this amount of time to do this renovation or whatever, like update your PMS system, property maintenance system, property management system, like how they check people in or whatever. So reservation system, whatever. So they have a certain time to do those things, or they start getting dinged for it, meaning maybe they'll get their brand or the flag taken off of their building or whatever. But I guess it just depends on what the issue is at that hotel. So can you elaborate? Do you care to elaborate on that? Or
Well, I was going to ask you to elaborate because what does
that's what
that
I'm
mean?
doing. Then I just mentioned
Well,
something.
no, because you said it's a Tribute hotel. I'm like, well, what does that mean to me as a planner and consumer? Is that going is up their brand or lower their brand? Like, how do we? What are we supposed to take from that they're a Tribute, collection? Is it? And you had mentioned it could be a lot of things with service and style and design, but
Well,
all
it
in
has
all, it's still
nothing.
a Marriott.
Yeah, yeah. The Tribute has nothing. Any brand has nothing to do with service, or how you're treated or whatever. You still have the standards to uphold as far as that's concerned. Now, I'm talking of maybe just some of their, um, maybe like I mentioned the front desk. Maybe their management system is not updated. Okay, well, that's up to them to get that done. And sometimes they have timelines to get certain things done, or a renovation. Like, okay, you have a certain date for this renovation. It can be, 5 years from now, right? But you have to have it done within, that period of time. But service is never compromised. I mean, I'm gonna adjust my service because I'm a Tribute or because I'm a JW,
Sure.
because I'm a W. That's,
Well,
a lot of times what they do, they come in under certain other brands because they want to keep the integrity of that building, meaning they don't want to have to do renovations to look like the other W, right? Because
sure.
maybe it's a historical building and it has historical features that you don't want to change, right? Okay, well, you can keep it as a Tribute, you can keep it how it is, right? Or autograph collection, you can keep it how it is. you don't have all the standards that a Marriott has.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why they do it is because they want the reservation system. They want that. Well, I'm not sure if it's still called the Marshall system, but the Marshall system is a worldwide Marriott system. How you make reservations, right? Because there's a lot of power in that. So
Yeah.
they'll pay the extra fee so they can be a Marriott, so they can have that reservation system. So,
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
so okay, you're explaining the inner works and the internal, and yeah, great. But how does that affect brand perception? Because I don't care about your reservations. I want to see what I see, and I want to be consistent.
Well, every brand is different. I mean,
No, I know.
now you're getting into. I need to look at and know what these brands all stand for. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and go through every brand because there's 30 of them. Okay, so my suggestion is if you have issues or with consistency, service should never be an issue. Okay, regardless of what brand is on what sign is on the building. Okay, service is, you cannot compromise service. That's it. Okay, so if you're going from hotel to hotel and the service is still great, well then hey, that's a win, right? But if you go to a hotel expecting the same thread count on the sheets from a Town Place Suites to a JW, well, that's not going to happen because those are two different brands. One is a higher brand, one's a lower brand. Remember, Marriott has 30 different brands, and all of them stand for something. They all are appealing to a certain group of people, a certain demographic of people. Okay, business people, whatever. It's select service versus full service. I mean, it's a lot of different things in there. Well, only thing I can suggest is you go and Google or go Chat GPT and tell me, give me what are the different things with Marriott hotels, and just name Town Place Suites, JW Marriott, the Renaissance.
Well, not even comparing brand against brand. We're talking about the same brand. So even, and I've had this conversation with a client that I verbatim had to say, oh no, the Sheraton in this location is great. It's not like the other Sheratons that you're used to. So even Sheraton to Sheraton, there's
well then you need to say that. You didn't say that.
No,
Marriott brands.
Well, I guess I was getting there, but I was like using that as an example.
You need to hurry up and get there. This is an hour show. This is only an hour show, so you need to get there.
What are we doing? No, I'm serious. It's just kind of where that led to. But I'm just saying, as far as brand consistencies, it's often coming up as either this hotel is the perception of it is better than what you're used to, or it's not. You know what I mean? It's not comparing apples to apples within the same brand.
Okay, all right, so.
That's what's brand perception. That's what I'm thinking. I'm getting at,
Okay, you're talking about brand perception. Okay, I can definitely on Sheraton's. Yeah, Sheraton was one of those brands where they didn't know what to do with it, because there was some inconsistency. And I can say this because I worked for a Sheraton. My last hotel was a Sheraton, which was which was part of Starwood, and then of course when Marriott bought Starwood, that included the Sheratons. Well, the hotel that I worked in, the Sheraton I worked in there was 300 Sheratons. Okay, we were number 300 what am I trying to say? As it related to guest services, right? So we were on the bubble. We were like one of those hotels that they were trying to consider, like if it's going to be a Sheraton or not. We had to upgrade our service, and that was a service issue. It was a service issue because every time you check out of a hotel, you get a survey, a guest survey, right? How was the service? How was this? How was that? Blah 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 blah. And we were consistently like the last. We were 300 out of 300 hotels, and they made. There are certain things we had to do. We had to start doing some training, some serious training measures or whatever. But those were because the service is inconsistent. Now, as far as the product itself, you can go from one Sheraton to the other and not see the same product because they're owned by different companies, different organizations. Mm-hmm. So I guess it just depends on what it is. Once again, service should never be compromised, but the aesthetics of a hotel, But there's certain things that should be okay. The same type of bed or mattress, the same sheet thread count. Those are probably those need to be consistent. The
Right.
size of the TV should be consistent. If it's the hours of the restaurant, the one that's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner should be the same. There's probably no 24-hour room service in any Sheraton. Should not be because they're not a 4 or 5 diamond hotel. I mean, with certain diamond levels, that comes different types of services, valet parking, whatever. So it just depends on what we're talking about, I guess, as far as consistency. But I understand what you're saying. You're going into a hotel, you expect to see kind of the same things. Maybe even the scent should be consistent,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, because I remember was it W Hotel that came out? I can't remember. It may have been W, where it was a certain scent every time. No matter what hotel you went in, whatever W you went in, it was the same smell. You had that same scent, and they started selling those scents.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
just
there's
like
certain
the
hotels that do that.
Heavenly Bed and all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
right? So though it was known for having some of it was Westin. They were known for having the Heavenly Bed, and they
Yes.
started selling those to individuals if you wanted to buy it. So
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so interesting. Not well, okay. And to your point, from not just a consumer, but as a planner, if I know I can't just hop into any old Sheraton. If I've done a program in a Sheraton, I can't expect it to be the same as a Sheraton in another city. And that's a problem because now it's like, well, are we all in? You just made a point about, a lot of them being owned individually and franchise. Does that make them independent? Because that's the same amount of energy that I have to put to critique whether this makes sense for my program, because I can't plug and play because you're not consistent. Sheraton in Chicago is not going to be the same as a Sheraton in California. And I'm not even thinking with Sheraton, Hilton, all of them. They have these inconsistencies with me being able to put a program into the meeting space, having the same type of catering menu. You know what I mean? So what makes
that's
you a
never going to
corporate?
happen.
But what makes you a corporate brand versus an independent?
Well,
Because
so
now we're
now
thinking
see,
they're all
now
independent hotels.
back up, because now you're saying some stuff. Now you're saying corporate hotel. What does that mean to you? What does that mean?
I'm going back to my example with Target. It means a corporate hotel.
Let's don't do Target. Let's do another hotel.
But I'm just saying, a corporate hotel means to me is that it's that cookie cutter, that I can bring something and it's going to be the same, consistent in that same property. A corporate hotel means
What's going to be consistent? What's going to be consistent?
The check-in into the lobby, the hotel rooms,
what do you mean they're gonna look the same? Were they gonna look the same size? What are you saying?
I mean, just the typical, same size, same area. The check-in is in the lobby. You walk in the lobby, someone's greeting you. It's a consistent amount of service, whether I walk into this Marriott versus that Marriott. I'm going to be greeted the same.
Okay. When you called me the other day, what was your issue with that? What was the issue? Because I don't remember hearing all that. What was the issue?
I mean, we're fleshing this out because I'm just saying.
I'm asking, what was the issue?
I've explained the issue. The issue is the inconsistency and the perception. I've really talked about why I can't explain to a client that this Sheraton, this Marriott, this Hilton is not going to be the same in this location that we've already did a program compared to a new location.
Okay, all right, okay, stop.
That was what
put a button on that one right now. Put a bow on that right there. Okay. Now I'm gonna say this. What am I trying to say? Okay, just because the name on the building says JW does not mean it is owned and operated by Marriott Hotels. Okay. So there's a lot of hotels that are managed by management companies. Okay. And I won't get into the names of some of these management companies, but there's many management companies out there. Now there are some of them. There's maybe one or two that own or operate or manage um, the lion's share of some Marriott hotels. Let's just use Marriott as an example. But you got to remember, okay, so that's one thing. So
Mhm.
just because the name on there, it does not mean it's owned and managed. Those days are over. The days are over of Marriott owning and managing a lot of hotels like they used to. They stopped doing that years ago, and because because there's a lot more money in if you just the franchise fees, right? So the
Yeah.
name
Yeah.
on it, so they're paying for the name on the building, right? Now someone else is operating them. Now Marriott does have a small percentage. They still own and manage a small percentage of those hotels. Which ones those are, you can find out, but off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you which ones those were. But I do know for a fact, that management companies took over, and the same training, I'll say the same training that I went through with Marriott years ago is not happening anymore.
Yeah.
So the inconsistency can come from the lack of training that used to occur because Marriott was big on training. That was their top thing. That's how I learned. That's how many people learn. And of course, those people went on to train their other people people that came in under them, so on and so on and so on.
Old school. That's why I
Exactly.
call you old
Old
school.
school, right? But when management companies came in, there's money. I mean, it costs money to train people. Marriott would send you off to trainings, send managers off to training. You come back and you would, train your staff and all that. And so that's part of the service issue. Now, as far as hotels being cookie cutter, the only ones I can go back and say they were cookie cutters are the old courtyard Marriotts that were built
Okay.
back in the 80s, right? 80s through the 90s. Those were consistent as far as, they had the small meeting space. The rooms are relatively the same size. But now, not just now, but in the last, whatever, 20 years, hotels, a, a hotel that used to be a courtyard, the cookie cutter courtyard. Well, now there's some high rise courtyards, there's some low rise courtyards. There's inconsistency in that because Marriott is no longer designing courtyards anymore, right? From the ground up. You can buy it. It could have been a double tree at one time. Well, now it's a courtyard. It's been rebranded as a courtyard. That happens all the time. So when you talk about the size of hotels or the meeting space, whatever. Well, those hotels probably weren't designed as Marriott's at one time. They were something else. And then someone bought it. A management company came in and operated it and they reflagged it something else. Right.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be that consistency anymore as far as size of rooms, anything like that. But the only thing consistent should be, and then regardless if it's a Hilton, a Marriott, Joe Blow's hotel, is the service, right? The service still.
Okay. Can we talk about that? Because you say the service is consistent, but
I said it should. I said it should be. I didn't say it is. I said
okay. I was about to say. I'm sure there's situations, and even if we did full service versus select service, so you're telling me that service goes against those two types of hotels that you're getting.
Service should be consistent regardless if it's a full service or limited service or select service.
Okay, are we talking through, like colored glasses here? Because I've never had a consistent service between those type of hotels. I come to expect from a select service that it will be sufficient, but it's never, to me, it's never a service that I feel hospitable, that I feel warm and invited. I feel like it's necessary. I feel like they do their job. They check you in, here, hand you your key. It meets the expectations. But when a higher end brand or a full service, it's greeting me at the door, or opening the door, or do you need help with your bags? So I've never seen a consistent service within the same, hotel brand, full service versus select. But you're saying it should be consistent.
I said, yeah, it should be. You should feel
So that's an opinion.
You should have warm and fuzzy vibes as you walk in any hotel.
Okay.
You should be welcoming no matter where you go in. In fact, I'll say this. I can't remember the hotel, but the best service I've ever received was from a select service hotel. It wasn't from a full service hotel. It was from a select service hotel. It just depends on the people. It's all about the people, you know, and either you have hospitality in you or you don't, right? So
I agree. Well, and then I think it goes, and I'm just kind of speculating too, training as well, you know, because to be in hospitality, you know, takes a certain type of person, but it takes a certain type of training too to make your guests feel warm and comfortable. And I'll be the first one to say I probably wouldn't get hired at a hotel. I'm I'm not that warm and fuzzy. I'm like, what you want? What do you? So like, I know that is not my role. So I'm not. But I think select. I mean, there's a lot of parameters. You know, I mean, maybe they don't treat it as well or paid as well, or you know, maybe their management doesn't treat them to empower them to do things. I've gone to hotels at select services and they couldn't handle something when a mistake happened. Oh, my manager has to handle that. Okay, where's your manager? Oh, he's not on here. So like there's certain things that I've noticed just, you know, as a, you know, planner, as a consumer, that it's just very different when it comes to select service.
I would say across the board, yeah, there's a difference in service. I'm saying they should be consistent. That's what I'm saying. But that's not true. Because I say it doesn't mean it's happening.
Yeah.
And I would say, I mean, going back to what I said a little while ago, training is the most inconsistent thing in any brand. Okay, it's inconsistent. Training is inconsistent. I gave examples of what Marriott used to do and what they don't do anymore. They're not investing enough money in training, like they used to. And I'm mentioning Marriott because that's where my experience comes from. But that's across the board. I mean, we, like you said, we travel to a lot of different hotels, a lot of different brands, whatever. Probably the most consistent thing is the service is inconsistent.
Hey,
that's the most consistent thing.
And you never know what you're getting. It's rolling the dice sometimes. But what I will say, and then bringing this back to, you know, because that's what this is, bringing this back to me.
Like, of course, it's all about you, man.
You can say all of this and all that, and I'm like, well, how does this involve me? So as a planner, as a buyer, and like you said, we go to all these events, and these brands are selling us, and you know, work in the corporate landscape. You know, they're like, hey, do your event here. To me, if I know that if I can't guarantee I'm going to get that same service at a corporate brand, it makes sense to see some of these independents, because it sounds like we're all running independent anyway. So I think a lot of times corporate had this, you know, this marketing of this is what you're going to get across the board. And now that's not a leg you can stand on. So you are competing with a lot of these independent brands that understand service, that can deliver, you know, that can meet meeting needs and event needs. And, you know, some of these branded hotels haven't.
Yeah. And that's why I ask, and this came up a while back, but I don't know if you picked up on this. I always ask who manages the hotel, who owns it and who manages it. So when I'm looking at a hotel for a client, I want to know who owns it and who manages it, because I know, I've probably worked for 5 different management companies, and some are better than the others. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I always want to know, like, okay, who manages this hotel? You know, if it's, you know, and then we go from there.
So interesting. Okay. So do you find, when you find who manages the hotel, I've seen a lot of management companies manage hotels across different brands. So do you find consistency within that?
The same management company can manage a Hilton, a Marriott, a Crown Plaza, or it's across the board. Yeah.
So does that impact? I'm just curious. Like, do you find the service is
training? If there's training, then they're gonna rise to the top. If there's lack of training, they're going to be subpar or below. So so everything comes back to training, regardless of what the management company is or who it is. It all comes back to training. Are they spending money in training? And I've had some issues with certain management companies, with certain hotels, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what and they could have been. And this is the thing: you talk about independent. This was an independent hotel. It was an independent brand.
Mm.
But this management company happened to manage it, and the service sucked. Well, the service recovery sucked. Okay, on the surface everything was good. They're welcoming and all that stuff. But when there's an issue, how they dealt with the issue, like I said, we always say this: there's going to be issues. Okay, but how do you deal with those issues? And I ran it up the flagpole, and even the management outside of that building they suck too. So, and I'm always going to ask now, like, okay, and if it comes down to this management company, and then there's another couple other hotels, if my client asks me, because all I do is present hotels to my clients, right? It's not my final decision, but I make it a point to say, hey, I will put this one over that one.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I would tell them.
Even
if I'm not even asked, if I know that one management company, because I've been burned by them at least once, maybe twice, and to this day it hasn't even been settled, that whole thing. So, and that was 3 years ago now, at least 3, maybe going on 4 years now. So,
and I mean, and that's a shame, because
it's
your management company, it should be in the background. It shouldn't be like, well, it's sad that who's manager to this, first of all, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that should not be first.
You would think it would be seamless, right?
Exactly.
But it's not. It's not.
And it's another thing to consider. But I think that's more from the planner aspect as well too, because when you start burning planners, that gets out there. So people don't want to work with people that they know other people have had a bad experience with. And hotels need to understand that we influence the decisions of our clients. Our clients don't do this day in and day out every day. They hire us to make those decisions.
That's
so
true.
You could have a client that says, oh, I drove by a hotel and it looks pretty, and be like, hold up, let me do my research.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it could look pretty, but on the outside. So, that's that extra stuff too. But, just having this conversation, understanding that these hotels need to appeal to us as buyers. So if you're selling me your hotel, it needs to be sellable. It needs to be consistent with the perception that I believe, you know what I mean? And we put these high standards, and I know we're just talking about, corporate brands, but those are the perceptions and the standards. And some of us grew up on some of these brands.
The perception is that the brands are better than the independents.
And it's not necessarily. So it's so, and I'm talking to you as I'm kind of like realizing this, because there was always this corporate versus independent. And because I steered away from independent because I wasn't sure what I would get, but I don't know what I'm going to get over here either.
It's true. It's all a roll of the dice.
I know. So, but I will say, independents it's a good time to be in an independent hotel. They have if they knew how to market themselves correctly, because I'm saying we as buyers, as consumers, we've been burned.
Oh, yeah.
And that loyalty has gone down. There are people that said, no matter what, I don't care what they do to me, I'm sticking with Marriott because those Bonvoy points are everything. And then, here comes, Hyatt and all these other brands. So independents can come in, and they have to be loud and proud, right?
Proud.
Well, because some of these, we don't know about them. We don't know. We're not going to search, hey, let me find a cute little boutique hotel in San Francisco that's, no, you have to come to us and say, look, I got something better than this Hilton property.
That's true. They have to be visible. They have to be visible, and they got to be loud. You're
right. Loudly
visible.
Visible.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And share why you're different.
Exactly. That's Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
And I will say, I mean, the independents that I have visited, I mean, just pleasantly surprised by the level of service. And sometimes it's, just like setting out some chocolate chip cookies in the afternoon. Oh, I'm set. I'm like, you
Oh,
do
that's
something
all.
like that.
That's all you need. Is that all you
But you know
need?
what? Like, it's something that's different. I'm not getting that at a branded hotel unless I'm going to a DoubleTree. But yeah, there's been a lot of just just interesting differences between just service with these brands. Um, and then so speaking of cookies and DoubleTree, so DoubleTree was don't laugh at me. DoubleTree is branded on their cookies, right? You know that, right? You get the chocolate chip cookies when you check in at a DoubleTree.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know if you stay in a DoubleTree. You've never talked about it, but
They've been
so
doing that for years, Tiffany.
well, no,
They
I
just
know, I know,
started this.
I know. So funny enough, my parents,
Yes.
my parents are staying at a DoubleTree, and they have status, and they stay at the same place. There is different people that work here this year, and my mom asked for a chocolate chip cookie, and the guy at the desk was like, "Well, what room are you in?" Not hi, how are you or anything. So she was really turned off by that because they've never done that before. So I say that to say with when we're talking about consistency of service and people, love the cookies and they love the service. And then you get the person that's like kind of, gatekeeping these cookies instead of just giving it to her or saying, so a lot of things have changed, I'm saying, over the years. And it's kind of turned a lot of people off to want to really go and check out other brands, or other independent hotels. And all they had to do was just really, like you said, the training, keeping up with the training and keeping up with the service. But
Yeah.
I imagine that there's a lot of brand loyalty that's gone down with these hotels.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I would say so. I mean, there's always going to be those hardcore. Regardless, I'm a book at because like with Marriott and Hilton, they both have over 30 brands, right? So if I didn't get the service I wanted at this one, I'll try another one. But it's still under the Hilton or Marriott brand because I still get my points, right?
Right.
But me, I'll just go, the whole planner thing. Like say with me, I always make sure I include one or two independents in the mix. Anytime I'm doing an RFP, I include at least maybe two. I guess it depends on how many I'm sourcing, but at least two independents. And I'll share those with the client. And a lot of times the client will ask, "Hey, what about this hotel? What about that hotel?" And just so happened that I just booked one. It was an independent hotel in Hollywood. Well, actually, there was only I think both of them were independent. The final hotels were two independent hotels, and they both happened to be in Hollywood. So yeah, so they won out over the independents. You know what I mean? So for this client, it was the best hotel, and that was the best hotel. It had nothing to do with, oh, I love this brand and this and that or whatever. I get this, I get that. No, they thought about their attendees. What was the best hotel for their attendees for this particular program? And it was a independent hotel in Hollywood. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go figure. But no, you're absolutely right. You hit it right on the head. That there's a fall off of branded hotels because they're being more inconsistent, and they're getting called on it. You know what I mean? So they're getting called on their lack of consistency. Let's just say. So
Yeah.
no, good. That was a good one. This is a good one, Tiffany.
But, and I want, before we forget, because you always say this. So in summary, and I guess we're going to keep saying that independence. If you want to compete, we want to see you. We want to hear from you. We want to learn more. Like
yes.
Literally, that's all you have to do. And to your point, like the independent hotel that wins the business, continue to do that so we learn about you. Because we are in that position where we're looking for alternatives. We're not settling for a branded hotel because of points anymore. And so that shift has opportunity.
And you know
how are you going to seize that?
Check this out. Okay. This, I could care less. I mean, because I'm not the one making the decision. I don't make the decision. I'm the one that's just like you. You're finding the
Yeah.
hotels and presenting them to the client. It's the client that make the decision. Okay.
Right.
So when the client made a decision, this was last week on Thursday, when the client made a decision to go with this one particular hotel, I, called my sales contact. They drafted a contract. And when the contract came, I always like to read the contract before I send it to the client. And I thought it was a typo. Okay. They paid 15% commission. Normally it's the brands,
You said you
Hilton,
thought it was a
Marriott
typo.
pay 7. They pay 7. The other ones were paid 10. This independent paid 15%. I called the guy, said, this must be a typo, right? I just want to make sure this is right. He said, oh no, we pay 15%. I'm like, what? I was like, okay. So what is that gonna do now? I'm gonna tell how many people am I gonna tell that this hotel paid 15% commission?
Yes.
So,
and I've been hearing more in when attending for my appointments that they lead with that. Hey, just so you know, our commission is this. This so you know. So, yeah, absolutely, it's a win-win.
So be visible. If you're doing things that the other brands aren't doing, like i.e. giving the higher percentage, I mean that's double what Marriott and Hilton give you.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they be in the fold when you're sourcing hotels, when you're presenting these hotels to your client? So so no, I worked at 2 independent hotels. And the marketing part, I mean, it's a full-time job just marketing those, but you have to be visible. Sure. You have to be vigilant. You got to be loud and proud, like you said, right?
Yeah.
And if you need some help, I'm here to help, right?
Oh, imagine that.
If you need some help, I'm here to help.
Yes. So, every time I think of visibility, I think of you because
isn't that so nice?
Drive that in. So absolutely, and I look at hotels and I'm like, they need Russell. So yes,
let me throw this up there, and look at this. I just happen to have this right here. Be visible, be intentional, be consistent, be remembered. It's more than a tagline; it's a strategy. Boom.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Absolutely.
So no, we just need to, Anyway, we got 5 minutes, man. This one took this kind of went
something.
It didn't seem like it was an hour that we've been on this an hour.
Well, you were telling me to get to it, so it may have gotten fast because you were telling me to wrap this up. Well, but I do want to talk about real quick next week. You
what?
know next week?
What's next week?
We're going to be together.
We are?
We are. We're both traveling at the same time.
Oh, that's right.
We're both going to be and then somewhere. Oh, and before I say that, I thought about you too, again, because I was getting some LinkedIn requests. I was like, okay, all right, we're on it.
You're getting, what does that mean exactly? What do you mean you're getting?
Okay, so, I guess I'll lead with it. So, where am I headed next? Destination California.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's in San Francisco.
Yes. And so you'll be there. But appointment went out, I guess requests went out last week.
Yep.
And there were people that were connecting me on LinkedIn. I always accept LinkedIn connections.
Oh, you do? Do?
Yes, because if you're taking the time to say,
Did we have this conversation before?
We did, but I'm on the end where I accept the connections. I know some other planners don't, but I like when sales managers are taking that initiative to saying, oh, I see that you're going to be at this event. I will too. And they connect. And that's it. I think people overcomplicated it. And then I had someone who, when I accepted their request, they messaged me, hey, can't wait to see you. Oh man, I feel warm and fuzzy. See? I love when you can't wait to see me.
There you go. That's what it's all about. So
I'm going to remember that. Yeah.
I try to, once the appointments are set, I get the appointment schedule. If I'm not linked, I go line by line. If I got 30 people that I'm meeting with, I'll go to each 30 person and see if I'm connected with them. If I'm not, I will request a connection. Yes. Because I think it's all about visibility for us too, right? So it's not just on them, it's for us too. So
Okay.
No, I'll make sure that I connect with everybody that I can before or prior to, was that Sunday? That's next Sunday, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This coming Sunday, not next
This
Sunday.
coming
This coming
Sunday,
Sunday.
we'll be
Yeah.
together.
Yes.
Um, so that's a good show. I'm really looking forward to it because it's California based, and I do a lot of California booking. So I imagine it's a lot of education because I'm gonna sit down and be like, okay, what airport are you close to? That's literally one of my first questions because I mean, you live in California, but for anyone outside of California, it's confusing of where things are. So I need to know in relationship to where is the airport? Because
I mean, if that's what you,
I
yeah.
think LA and I think Bay Area and I think San Diego. That's it. That's
And you think they're all close? And you think they're all close to each other?
No, but those are just I have 4 references of the state of California.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about Palm Springs? You don't know Palm Springs?
Is that in California or yeah? Oh, is it by like Lake Tahoe?
No.
See, I've never been.
It's in the desert. It's in the desert.
Can
it's east
Palm
of
Springs
Los Angeles.
reach out? I don't know anything about Palm Springs.
2 hours east of Los Angeles.
At all.
Yeah. So that's good. So you need to. Do you have appointments with anyone from Palm Springs?
No.
I don't even know if anybody from Palm Springs is going to be there.
I did not see.
I don't remember seeing anyone.
I have to. I'm gonna wrap that up today too. I did my appointments, but I want to go through another once over. So
yeah, they should be there, but I don't remember seeing anyone from Palm Springs.
I don't remember either, but that'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, I know they'll be in IMAX. I've seen them in IMAX.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, no, it should be good. It should be interesting. I haven't been to. It's been a couple years since I've been to Destination California.
Okay, yeah, this will be my first time.
This is your first time?
Yeah, I've done West, so it was like more not just California, it was others. But this is my first time, just California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and we're
going. Should be good.
Going to visit Burlingame, so that's a different little area for me.
That's right, and it's at the Hyatt Burlingame, right?
Why are we telling you telling people where we're gonna be at? Are we supposed to tell them beforehand?
Aren't we supposed to let people know where?
Let people know we're gonna be at. Because you remember when I posted my photo about my hotel, and you're like, "Don't post your hotel room."
Did you? What are you posting? The number, the room number? No, don't post the room number.
I was like, "Why? Are they gonna come? Are they gonna come knock on my door?"
Somebody be in your room when you check in.
How does that? You sound like my mom. How does me posting my room mean that someone's going to be inside the room?
Hey, you never know. There's some crazy sick people out there. They can be in the closet. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So no, we don't need to. Yeah, but I mean, if we already mentioned Destination California, someone can Google Destination California. Where is it going to be? Boom. Okay, it's the Hyatt. Okay, we're gonna be at the Hyatt. Okay,
we're gonna be at the Hyatt.
Shout out to the Hyatt in Burlingame. We're coming.
We're coming. We're gonna expect. Oh, I hope they're ready because you know how I get. We're inspecting. We're talking.
We know how you get. Okay, yeah, we know how you get. Now, is Z gonna be there too?
See.
Okay, so you should be saying. There's some people.
You know how she gets, right?
You know how she gets.
Z will have the presidential room by the time she's done.
Exactly.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
It should be good. No, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't had a trip in a while. So, I mean, you're coming from, from Dominican Republic. You were just there last week, 7 days ago, something like that. So
yeah, it was. Yeah. So yeah, you've traveled, just not for work.
Yeah. Well, even personal, I turn into work somehow. But
no, we all do. Yeah,
that's what you got to do. That's what you do. What you got to do. In fact, I'll be in Sacramento tomorrow for a couple of days. So.
Yep. Got to do the drop off.
Got to do the drop off. So that should be interesting. But yeah, I'll be back in time enough to go back to San Francisco. So
okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. So, but hey, just okay. So we're at 10 o'clock now. So yeah,
Yeah.
we got to get out of here. In fact, you said you had a hard stop at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I
gotta
gotta have a
run.
hard stop at 10 o'clock because I'm
Gotta
celebrating.
run off of here, and
I'm
we'll try to figure this out
celebrating.
next week, right? Because we'll both be in the same location, but I'll put that on you on how that's gonna work.
Oh no, it's gonna work. We're gonna do it. We're
All
gonna do.
right.
Remember how we posted up in where was that? We were somewhere and we did
And
the point thing.
was that Midwest? We were in
It was
Toledo, Ohio.
Destination Midwest. That was
Yeah,
Toledo.
but that was just like a quick live. That was like a random. Oh, okay, we'll do that. Okay.
Well, at the very minimum, we should be able to do something.
Okay, we will be right. Well, yep, we'll be
Because
back.
sometimes you're kind of funky when it comes to that. You're like, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta do that.
Oh yeah,
I
gotta
go
catch
take
me.
a nap and
Get
all
ready.
this stuff.
Make sure I'm
Yeah.
ready.
I have to change. Like,
Yeah.
no.
And it's been a while since we've been, together. Because you know how I am. I need outfit change. I need for a
Tiffany.
reception.
Tiffany.
It's been a while.
Tiffany.
Just
We're
so.
not doing all that. We're
So
not
you know.
doing all that. Okay, so real quick, what are the takeaways for today, Tiffany?
Oh, I thought we talked about it. We talked about.
Can you get the quick takeaways, please?
We talked about, being better with brand perception for these corporate brands. Independence. I mean, it's your time to shine. Be loud, be proud. Be we're actually very wanting to learn more about more independent hotels. So it's been presented to you. So all you have to do is be visible and share. So I think that's really what we've been discussing,
Yeah, and if you need help, I mean, reach out. I mean, my information is right here. Where is it at? Right there. Boom,
There you
boom,
go.
boom. Just click on that with your phone. And yeah, so if you have questions about how to be loud and proud or be visible, be intentional, be consistent, be remembered, reach out. And of course, I can give you some advice on what to do or how to do it. And I can even help you with that stuff. So, because that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Okay. If you're not squeaking, you're not going to get any oil. Okay. Meaning you're not going to get the attention that you need.
Okay. I like that part. I like the explainer.
Okay. All right. Anyway, well, that is it. Thank you guys so much. Oh, tomorrow I probably will not do the on air with Russell of Hotels because I will be traveling. Yeah. So I'm sure I'll do something, but I don't know when. I don't know where. It definitely will not be at 1:00 tomorrow. Okay. But yeah. So, but don't worry. We'll do something later this week. So anyway, that is it. You have a great day, Miss Tiffany. Get back to work or whatever the heck you were doing.
Thank you.
For everyone out there, thank you guys so much for joining. Let's see who was on Instagram. It was Covisto Home Loans, Troy Freeman, DIC Too Cool. I don't know what that even means. Does that say DIC? DLC, excuse me. DLC Too Cool. So thank you for joining. And then what was the young lady? What was her name? The one that made a comment. What's her name? ZZ Williams. Okay, Z Dub. Okay, thanks Z Dub for coming on, as well as Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is actually co-signing for Z Dub. Okay, I see you, Sarah Williams. So thank you so much.
He gets so excited about the smallest things. I swear, he gets so excited.
Z Dub. So yeah, so I'm gonna connect with Z Dub and see what she's all about, and then I can talk about her later. So anyway, that is it. Happy Monday to everybody. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon.
See you later.
Always,